there. Let's move on to linebackers. So last week we talked about Caden Ellis for the second time because he's still on way too many waiver wires. And yet again, he boomed to the tune of 14 tackles, 12 solo, which is lovely. And we also brought up Juwan Bentley, who, he had 7 tackles, only 3 were solo, but 7 tackles and a solid snap share, which is really what I was looking for, is having 3 straight weeks of solid snaps. He played over 55 this past week. He's establishing a floor right now, which maybe that's not what we love. Maybe we want to see him get a higher ceiling right now. But with the Patriots, with a team that's as volatile as it is, Juwan Bentley's getting it done. So I'm glad I'm glad with the names we threw out last week. Let's hope we can keep it going this week. So I'll start off with somebody that ruined my Thanksgiving. Almost ruined my Thanksgiving. That's AJ Klein of the Buffalo Bills. So everybody that's followed me on Twitter, anybody that's followed this, any one of the IDP guys, I know Leo, like I mentioned, Master IDP, and we mentioned it on past shows. Tyrell Dodson has been the handcuff for Tremaine Edmunds while Tremaine Edmunds has been out. That changed this past week as AJ Klein, who was on the Ravens, got traded for Roquan Smith, was immediately cut, and now is back with the Bills. Immediately stepped in, took all of Dodson's snaps, took the green dot, and said goodbye. We'll let Dodson get the start, get the first tackle of the game to give Mike Sicoli some hope, and then disappear and take everything. So AJ Klein is the new fill-in for Tremaine Edmunds. I would imagine. I feel pretty good about that. He had 9 tackles and tackles for a loss. He plays New England this next week. If Tremaine Edmunds is out, AJ Klein will be a smash play. And it's a sad statement to say, but I think it's a true one.
Yeah, it was definitely surprising. I know Twitter was reeling during that game, just like what's actually going on? Because Dodson came in and he was performing, doing well. I don't know exactly what caused the switch up, but that's just kind of how it is. And he came in and produced kind of similar numbers to what Dodson did. So consider a pivot away from Dodson, but definitely going to be one of the most desirable linebackers there in Buffalo. Let's see. I'll go ahead and jump down to the linebacker I put up here. He's been a very quiet performer all year, mainly because he's been on a partial snap count, but I'm going to talk about Elandon Roberts, the linebacker for the Miami Dolphins. He's really seeing kind of a 30 to 40 snap a game kind of role with this defense. But in that, he's been incredibly efficient. Just for instance, out of the 12 games this year, he has 6 games where he had a performance of 7 or more combined tackles on less than 40 snaps. Which, honestly, that's the kind of floor you're looking to get out of somebody who takes a full snap share. So considering, you can only hope that maybe you pick him up and he sees a few more snaps throughout the rest of the season, which could inevitably result in, honestly, at this rate, a near double-digit tackle floor if it works out well. But considering his partial role, we'll just kind of go ahead and call him a good bye-week fill, maybe a stash or something. Somebody that
we might have lost Axton again. Not sure.
I don't know what is going on, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now.
Okay. Well, yeah. Elandon Roberts, man. Last couple of games, 57 snaps total, and he's recorded 15 tackles and a sack in that time. So definitely a sneaky pickup if everybody's already claimed all of your decent waiver linebackers, somebody who could give you a decent floor.
Yes, sir. I want to give a shout out to Will Power in the chat. I see your questions. We're going to get to them at the end of this defensive segment. And yes, you are right. AJ Klein did wear the green dot just despite the rest of us who trusted Dodson. But yeah, and that's a good reminder as well that if you have questions about the chat, questions for your pickups, for your waiver, for your IDP leagues, offense as well, be sure to check it out throw it in the chat. We'll be sure to pull it up and try to help you guys out because, in my experience, the best way to help you guys is to answer the questions you quite literally have. So, I'm going to throw out one more linebacker here, and I won't lie. This is somebody that I'm really excited about. It's somebody that we talked about Jack Sanborn before he broke out. We talked about Caden Ellis before he broke out. I think Damone Clark of the Dallas Cowboys could be the next. Who was that? And then, oh my goodness, this is a name we should know. So, who he is a fifth-round pick out of LSU this past year. He is a rookie. He didn't play most of the year because of an injury, which that injury also slid him down in the draft. He was a much better prospect than a fifth-round guy would be. It's just he was hurt and didn't play for the first half of the year. But he got healthy. This past 2 weeks, he immediately jumped into a prominent role. He's played 70% of the snaps in each of the last 2 weeks. He had 7 tackles this past week against the Giants, as well as forcing a fumble. He's made an impact already. And now he gets Indianapolis this next week. So while he's still playing behind Leighton Vander Esch in terms of snaps, Vander Esch is still around that 80% mark. And, like I said, Clark is around the 75. It's as even a split as you want. And I think Clark is the guy that they really want to get going. That's what the usage indicates, and that's what his play is indicated. So I'm excited for what he can do. I really am. And honestly, Klein might be a better 1 week play if Edmonds is back. Landon Roberts, you know what you have. I think Damone Clark could be a really, really good player down the stretch, and I'm really excited to see what he does the rest of the year, especially with Indianapolis being what they are this next week in terms of the run as well as the turnovers they can allow.
Yeah, with this Dallas defense, you really like to see players like that coming in and
might have had a freeze again there. Oh, you're good. I think you're good now.
You just really want to have what I was alluding to is on good defenses like this with the Dallas has just been incredible this season. You really want as many pieces of this defense as you can, given production and situation. So to see Damone Clark reach that 70% plus snap share and actually do something with it is very encouraging. And as you alluded to, he may not necessarily be an immediate impact on your lineup, but definitely somebody is worth rostering and to see how it plays out. He keeps increasing his snap count and gets more opportunity. He's down the stretch that could save you come playoff time.
Yes, sir, and that's really what it matters. I think it's somewhat roster dependent of if you want that swing. But where do I not want the swing, Axton? That's really what I want to know.